your door after Christmas? Are you ready? Because I'm here to help you. Grab your ribbon, wrangle it up. We're getting ready to make a fun, snowy winter swag kit that's super easy, and I think you will love it. And we're going to rock out the ribbon in this one. So get ready, come on in, let's have some fun. Y'all, the first thing you want to do is you're going to order your kit from us here on Keleas.com, and in there you're going to get the swag base. You're going to get this beautiful braid that has the wintry pine on it. You're also going to get one of these adorable cardinal pieces that we're going to add in for that touch of red. It's all got snow and glitter. And then you are going to also get 2 full rolls of ribbon. The cool thing is you're going to get a whole nother video how to use the rest of this ribbon to make a lantern swag. So you're going to have a combo of this kit right here to make this project, but I am not going to leave you hanging on how to use the rest of this ribbon. Okay, now what we're going to do today is you're going to text us at 832-734-5201 or go to textkeleas.com. Once you do that, you're good to go, and you send us the word. For this particular one, you send us the word kit, and we'll send you the link to it, okay? Now, let's get started on this project right away. I am going to grab my bow maker. Now, you can do the bow by hand or any way you want. I use an easy bow maker, and we do have an affiliate link for that too, where you can grab your own. Just let us know here in the comments. We'll hook you up. I am going to tie my bow first. Now, you're going to notice I need to get the length of this tail right, because we want to really rock out the ribbon in this design. So put your ribbon on the bow maker, okay, and just get it here sitting. And then I want you to take and just pull that ribbon out so you get the full length. I want it to be able to go down and hang a little past there, and we're going to put what we call some little bitty humps in it, and we call those roller coasters in design school. And if you've been dying to join our design school, you just got to get on the wait list. You're going to head over to textkeleas.com, and you are going to send us the word link, L-I-N-K, and that'll hook you up with what you need. Now, I've measured out that link right there, the length, it's all the same, that I'm going to put on the swag and bring it to the middle, all the words. Twist it right here, okay? Now, I want one tail. I'm going to have one tail coming down this whole swag, and then I am going to have 2 loops on either side. So we're going 6.5 on these, 6.5 right here, 6.5 on this side. So we're going to do 2 on each side, twist at the center, and I'll pull that ribbon back and twist and keep spreading this right out. 6.5 over here, and scrunch that dude down. Now this tail's going to go up. So the other part of our swag kit is got this right here, and I want this to be able to be at the top of my swag. So this tail, I need it to be able to flow through that whole piece. So I'm going to cut it a little bit longer, and we're going to dovetail that. And I'm just going to take and fold that in half and get a nice sharp dovetail right there. Boom! And that one can go in. All right, first step done. Now grab your other ribbon, okay? We've already got our lengths decided with our first ribbon, and we're just going to go right on top of this other one. So I'm going to start off by matching the tail length here, and you can make it a little shorter or a little longer, whatever you prefer. I'm going to come in and twist that. So that's going to be my long tail at the bottom of the swag. And now we're going to do a simple, let's go at 5.5, so we're 1 inch shorter than our other loop of this pretty stripe. These always go good together. So we've got berries on the one ribbon, stripes on the other. This tail's going to go up and just match the length of this one. Okay, so you just measure it out, and pretty simple. And then what I want you to do is dovetail that. I think it's time for new scissors, or sharpening the scissors. Are your scissors getting dull too? Man, we're cutting so much. We've been getting our all of our projects done. All right, now I'm gonna grab my cable ties, and we're gonna go ahead and pull this dude off. So I'm gonna run that right underneath on the right, and then pull this through so that the tail will be on the left up here, and I'll have a little bit of motion. Actually, it's gotta go this way so you catch it. You can't push it over. You gotta go on the same side. We'll pull it into the swag when we bring it in. Okay, rotate that between your fingers, and now is the magical part. You gotta fluff it all up. Fluff it and make it look beautiful. Yeah. There we go. You see how loopy it is? That's how I love to make my bows. Just lots of motion and movement. I think that's so satisfying. Now come in here underneath, add your cable tie behind, and just pull that tight. We're going to take and just cut that piece off, and now what I like to put in there, I'm going to put a bit of the stripe running right down the middle, okay? So let's do that. Just cut off a small strip of your stripe. Remember, in the kit, you're going to get that whole roll. So you've got plenty to work with. And I'm going to run this right down the middle here. And you have that tail up and a tail down. Flip this around, we'll just put a little knot. Basically, we're making it look really clean. I teach in design school. We want to camouflage our mechanics, and that's exactly what we just did. No one will know that there's a cable tie in there, okay? So the first part of this project is rocket. Now, we're going to get that swag base and put that part together now. So just move your ribbon off to the side and grab the large swag base. And then you're also going to need this piece here. Now, I have already taken and fluffed them out. And in design school, we call that shaking hands. So that's what we've done. We've shook hands with all of that. Now, the swag itself has this hanger on it right here. So you might take a second and just move that to the back so the hanger can be accessed from the back. And I'm going to run that right beside here. Now let me flip it over. So you'll have 2 pine cones. You'll have like a trio of pine cones when you mix these 2 together. Now, the way to get this to hold is we've got to use some cable ties and attach it nice and firmly right down the center. You can leave a little gap in between. I'll show you. Let me flip it around so you can see. A little gap in between to set the bow in. Or you can just do it flush tight and then put the bow on top of these. It's up to you. I'm going to leave a little bow zone, as we call it in Keleas. I'm going to flip this around. And now it's time to attach this together. Now, your kit doesn't come with cable ties, but you can get these in the electrical department. You can pick out. I like the clear color. It's easy to camouflage. And you're just going to put a couple of these here. Easy peasy. Now, the other thing you're going to need, here's that hanger. So I'm going to pull that out so I can access it. Put one right above it. And it's got like a little wire loop. You can always add another wire hanger if that one doesn't work for your door. No big deal. 2 of these on and keep this nice and flat. When we trim these off, we're going to just rotate those little nubs to the side. I'm using wire cutters, so it's just a little less sharp on a little less harsh on my poor little scissors. And just push this to the side. That way that doesn't scratch your door or anything like that. And you got a nice surface back here, okay? All right, we got that done. Now flip it around. Voila! Okay. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful, strong, beautiful base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put my bow in, and we're going to get our tails all pretty how we want them. I'm going to show you a couple of different options. That's so fun. When you make yours, you can do yours anyway. So let's take this one in, put it right down the center. Okay, and here's our tail running down the bottom. So I'm going to give you a couple of options, but the first thing we have to do is take that cable tie and attach this right to the middle. Okay, this goes in the center of that area we left where we have our 3 pine cones. Just so pretty placed in there. And then once that's in, I'm not going to get it too tight to start with. We can always tighten it up later. Cut that piece off, and then we're going to manage that tail to look beautiful. Y'all, this is just a great transitional piece. You could even pop some gorgeous hearts in here if you wanted to make it more Valentine-y. I'm just making it pretty in winter, and you could always pop in the hearts if you wanted. Now, I love the stripe mixed on top of the berry. I think that's really pretty. And what I would do is I would just kind of tuck this under the first pine cone right here, and then let this tail come out this way. So you have this beautiful flow. Isn't that beautiful? That's one option to do the tail. And then here at the top, if I was doing that, I'm going to do this tail the opposite way. See how this curls this way? This one's going to curl the opposite because that is awesome and beautiful. And you love to see that flow. I love to see the flow of movement. And then we can curl these up. And that is beautiful ribbon placement on this one. I mean, beautiful. If you want to change and you want to be different, another fun thing to do is just to have these kind of meet in the middle. Have the berries go on one side and have the stripe go on the other. And then have their little tails just come down. And you can make them match or one be longer than the other. And that's really fun too. And you could do that same thing up here. It's your choice if you like them matching or a little bit off center like this. So depending what you want to do, you can either tie this on or you can just pop a little glue on here to hold them down. It's up to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to tie it down with a cable tie. I like to pull this up just a little bit more so there's a little bit of movement in here. So we're going to come underneath and I'm going to tie it to the base right there. And you see, we call that a roller coaster in design school. That just means it's a Humpty-Doo, right? Yeah, Humpty Dance on this one. I'm going to come in right underneath and tie that onto that base, okay? So go for the base wire, run your cable tie in and out. It's going to go under and come back up. And then I'm just going to gather the ribbon a little so I kind of control how it's going to look. And you see how that's underneath the pine here, so you'll never see it. Okay, so that one's in. So I've used about 4 cable ties so far. Isn't that cute? So pretty. Now let's do the same thing up here. We've already placed that one in. Let me grab one more. And we'll tie this one in right up here. And just, you can take and gather it like this to kind of control when you tie it. Otherwise it can look a little frumpy, you know? No girls want to be frumpy, and no wreaths want to be frumpy. We want to feel polished. Polished. You guys, I love this. This is just a simple kit, and kits are a great way for you to get started, where you might go to our website and feel just completely overwhelmed with thousands of products. But when you come in and you purchase a kit, you get exactly what you need to make it. And you might need to add a little hot glue or scissors or things like that. But I know you guys already have that in your craft room. All right, in order, this is beautiful. This is great and simple. We could be done here. But we're just going to add a little touch of that cardinal. So many people love cardinals for so many different reasons, so we like to add them into our pieces, especially for winter when people are thinking about their loved ones. So I'm going to take and separate this out. And when you do that, you can separate these into different sections. And I'm looking to get 3 pieces out of here if I can. Just take and pull these out. And not everybody will have a cardinal. Some will just have some greenery. And I just like to tear them if we can. Just tear this. It's super easy to do. Tear it down, and cut this one right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to take all the scraps. We don't need those, or you can save that main wire maybe for another project. And we're just going to add these in. Now, this is kind of where the cardinal and a little bit more greenery. I'm going to use that at the top, and then we'll use all these smaller pieces in at the bottom. Now, with her, I think we could thin down the top a little bit. Keep one berry, but take this little bit out. So I'm deconstructing that spray into some smaller, more delicate sprays. Okay, and I'm just going to take a little glue, and we're going to pop this one in, and this cardinal can sit right behind this pine cone and sit here at the top, and just add that little bit of touch of happiness. So I'm going to put a little glue on that. I'm using my electric glue skillet, but you can use a glue gun, whatever you prefer. It's off camera, but you see how I've got a bunch of glue on there? I'm going to tuck that in right back here. She's so happy. Just make sure you're hitting a lot of the pine with it. And in this one, I went right behind the pine cone. Okay, so she's going to tuck in there. And I'm going to kind of use what we call a zigzag technique to do the rest, y'all. So just what it means is we're going to add a little to the left and then a little to the right. It's an easy way to do it and work your way down. If you're a little unsure about your placement, what you can do is just tuck them in before you glue them. Okay, so there's that one. These just have some fun little berries, a little bit of greenery. This is where we have our cable tie where we tuck that ribbon in. Let me trim these off. We've got one more cardinal, and I'm going to think about where I'm putting her in just a second. Let's shake hands and fluff this guy all out. All right, let's come in here. That's super cute. And I'm thinking about where I'm putting these. I'm not just shoving them in. You see how I'm zigzagging? Important, guys. If you want to be a high-level designer and make pieces that people want to pay more for, you have to do more than just push it in. You have to think about where it's going to go and how the eye picks up those things. And I think what would be really precious is if we went ahead and put both of these baby cardinals up here at the top like they are together. So let's come back in and glue everybody in and make her look marvelous. Okay, let me put this one right up here. She's got a nice long wire. I'm going to take and trim that a little bit. Get the glue on her and come on here. And you notice how her head is facing the other way? That's on purpose. So these have alternate heads facing. Think about that when you're putting your stuff in. Okay, now I'm going to come in right here and we're going to go under those pine cones. And I'm going to get a good amount of glue where I can go in on top of this base right here, and that will hide all of that. And this just little bit of accent piece, because it's green and it's not brown, it's really popping out. I mean, the green and the brown are popping out against all the white of the winter snow here, and that looks adorable. And this is working like a twig, which I use twigs. I love, love, love twigs in my designs. They just give you this higher perceived value, this designer look, with just a little bit more effort. Okay, here's our last one. Oh, I love this, you guys. I know this is a kit you can really have fun with, and you can make it to go on your door the rest of the season after you're done with the holidays. And if you wanted to make it more Valentine-y, you could use this exact same piece. Just pop a little heart in here. Any kind of little heart. You could even print you out a cute little heart and laminate it. Pop it right in here and make it temporary. Pull it back out and your cardinals could be shining also if you wanted to. So there's just so many different variations. But I can't wait for you to play with this adorable zigzag ribbon, you guys. Looks amazing. All right, go have fun with flowers. And if you haven't texted us yet, do that. Make sure you like and follow us wherever you're watching this video. And don't forget to like and follow all your favorite creatives. If you hit that bell icon, you can subscribe or follow us wherever you're watching this. We would love to see you again and come hang out with us. Thanks for being here, and make sure to have fun with flowers. Bye, Bloomerinos.